All right, so the last part of the tools that we're going to cover in this video is the manipulation tools. So think of these as like your transform tools in Photoshop. So here I have these little icons, and I want to show you how to rotate first. So down here on your toolbar, you actually have a rotate tool. What this does is I can actually, right now, it's set to rotate. You can see this little anchor. If I click up here and I click around, notice how I can actually establish where I want it to rotate. Say I want it to rotate from the middle, turn it. We want to turn this guy so he's face up, like so. So with the rotate tool, I mean, in Illustrator, you could also do what you do in Photoshop, but the rotate tool actually allows you to click where you want that central axis for where you want it to rotate from. So that's the rotate tool. So turn that little guy right side up. Next, we have the reflect tool. So right beneath the rotate tool, we have the reflect tool. And if you can kind of click and it will reflect. Okay, you can see here how it like flipped. Okay, we can go up and down, right side up. You just kind of click and drag. So you want to rotate this little guy to be the opposite. Okay. Another way you could do it is if you click here on the right side, you can flip it over. And holding down shift does different things. Okay, so that's another way. But these tools are more controlled rather than kind of going around and doing this. So you want to reflect that. Then we have the scale tool, which is located right beneath here. So when you click and hold, you should have the scale tool or S on your keyboard. When I click, oh geez, I gotta use my selection tool, select that. I actually prefer just kind of going like this and holding down shift, but the scale tool here allows you to kind of, oh geez, kind of click and drag out. But honestly, I do prefer just using the select tool and just holding down shift and doing that. So really, I don't think the scale tool is all that helpful. Um, then we have the shear tool. This one is actually helpful compared to the scale tool. Shear tool is here. Let me grab my selection tool to select it. Okay. This one allows you to kind of, if you need to put your icon or something on something that is like going back in space, the perspective's a little changes a little bit, or you need to make something more of an oval. That's what the shear tool does. So I'm just kind of clicking and dragging. Next we have the reshape tool. So that's down here on your toolbar, the last one in this little section. And I need to make sure this is selected. I'm going to zoom in. So the reshape tool is kind of handy because it's similar to the direct selection tool up here in that it allows you to click on points, kind of edit them, but it's a little bit more controlled than the direct selection tool. So I can kind of click on a little point. If I click somewhere on the path that's not a point, it'll make a point for me. So see if I click there, it adds a little point. So you have to kind of, okay, if you want, you can also switch between your direct selection tool. Just double click, kind of go in. So the reshape tool is kind of a combination between the add anchor point tool on the pen tool. So it's like a combination of this and your direct selection tool. So I like to use these together. So I kind of want you to just go in and kind of mess up this little path a little bit, give it a few points, make it really, really wavy. Okay, so reshape tool allows you to add points and manipulate them, like so. So yeah, that's the reshape tool. When you're all finished, go ahead and go up to the top and go to File, Save As, and save to your U drive and turn it into Classroom.